You and I are going to talk like men who are done negotiating with uncertainty. You've seen it. The same guy who fumbles his words the moment a beautiful woman locks eyes with him suddenly becomes a stranger to himself. His breath shortens, his spine shrinks, his voice thins out. And then he does the one thing that kills attraction faster than anything else. He seeks permission. He asks the moment, and her, to tell him who he is. That is the point where desire evaporates. Not because she's cruel, not because women are complicated, but because her nervous system is scanning him for one thing only: stability under pressure. The scientific reason women love confidence is brutally simple. Confidence is a live signal of nervous system regulation, internal status, and social proof, and those signals map to safety, resourcefulness, and reproductive fitness in the most primal layers of the brain. She isn't calculating this with a spreadsheet. Her body is reading yours. Your posture broadcasts your stress chemistry. Your tone of voice maps to your respiratory rhythm. Your eye contact reveals your tolerance for tension. Confidence is not an act you perform. It is a state that leaks out of you, and her body catches that frequency in seconds. Here's what almost no one will tell you. When you walk up to a woman, both of you are running on the same ancient hardware. Her limbic system, your limbic system. Her amygdala, your amygdala. The first handshake isn't skin to skin, it's nervous system to nervous system. If your nervous system spikes into threat, tight shoulders, shallow breathing, jittery micro-movements, her system mirrors it and flags you as unstable. It doesn't matter how clever your line is, the deeper brain has already voted. Confidence calms the field. It smooths the jagged edges of the interaction. It tells her body, this man can hold himself, he can hold me, he can hold the moment. That is the scientific core. Confidence regulates your cortisol, steadies your breath, drops your voice, and widens your gaze. Those shifts change her internal experience in real time. She doesn't think, he is confident. She feels, I relax around him. Attraction isn't a decision, it's a tilt of the body toward the person who reduces chaos and increases possibility. Let's dismantle a lie you've probably swallowed. Confidence is the reward you get after you succeed. False. Confidence is the fuel you bring to the moment, so success becomes boringly predictable. You don't wait to be confident. You decide to run a confidence protocol. And yes, there is a protocol: physiological, mental, behavioral. You can install it. When you do, you stop chasing approval and start radiating direction. Direction is sex. Direction says, I know what I'm doing here. When she feels direction, she experiences relief. Relief is the gateway to desire. Desire does not ignite in confusion. It ignites when ambiguity collapses into presence. Start with physiology, because your body is your first language. The fastest way to look confident is to be biologically incapable of looking scared. That begins with breath. Before you speak to her, run a 2-breath reset. Inhale through the nose to full, hold for 2 seconds, exhale slow through the mouth until there's nothing left, then again, inhale, hold, exhale longer than the inhale. This tells your vagus nerve that the environment is safe. You'll feel your chest drop, your jaw unclench, your gaze widen. Now your voice will carry weight instead of urgency. Stand with your weight slightly on the balls of your feet, hips loose, sternum lifted a few millimeters, not puffed, just awake. Let your hands rest where they naturally fall. No fig leaf guarding, no pocket hiding. When your hands go visible and relaxed, you broadcast honesty. When your chin lifts a touch, you broadcast horizon vision. This is primordial. Hunters look out, prey looks down. Then fix the eye contact. Not a stare down, a grounded gaze. Think, soft focus with intent. Hold eye contact for just 1 beat longer than your comfort zone, then glance away briefly to reset the tension, then return. That pattern says, I can feel the intensity and I won't flinch, but I'm not trying to dominate you. It is the gaze of a man who knows he has nothing to prove and nothing to hide. If you're already feeling something shifting, stay with me until the end, because we're just getting started, and I want this to lock into your bones so you never lose it again. Now, mindset. The wrong mindset asks, will she like me? The right mindset asks, do I like the chemistry we're creating? That single shift rewires your internal status. When you evaluate the dynamic rather than your worth, you stop begging the moment to crown you. You crown yourself and then decide if the moment is worthy. This doesn't make you arrogant, it makes you selective. Selectivity is evidence of abundance. Abundance is evidence of competence. Competence is evidence of safety. One frame cascades into a complete energy signature that her body understands. Remember this: people don't fall in love with you. They fall in love with how they feel around you. Confidence is the skill of architecting that feeling. The next layer is behavior. Confident behavior is not loud, it is deliberate. You don't rush, you don't fill silence with nervous noise. You reveal the structure of your thought in the way you speak. Clean, concise, no backtracking, no verbal parentheses every other sentence. When you open simple. You don't need a magic sentence, you need a grounded one. You have a focused energy. I like that. Stop there. Let the silence do work. Nervous men fear silence. Confident men use it. Silence is where her imagination starts to color the interaction. Always give her a moment to breathe into what you just said. When she responds, listen fully. Not to perform empathy, real listening. Then pick one detail she gave you and move deeper, not wider. Depth is masculine. Skimming is adolescent. Focused energy turns into, what does focus look like in your week? And then into, what do you do when your focus drops? Now you're not swapping trivia, you're mapping her operating system. That is intimacy without oversharing. That is where attraction takes root. Understand this: a confident man is not trying to be impressive. He is allowing the reality of his standards to be obvious. Standards attract because they imply boundaries. Boundaries are how you transmit safety. The fastest test of your own confidence is your willingness to lose the moment. If you cannot walk away, you cannot be fully present. She feels the hook in you. It tightens your facial muscles and bends your vibe toward need. Need erodes polarity. So your rule is simple. Never make a move that you would be ashamed to walk away from. That means your compliments are precise and scarce. Your questions are intentional. Your touch, if the context calls for it and the signals are mutual, is light and brief. A calibration, not a bid for possession. When you're in doubt, step back half a step. Slow your breath and let the space heat up. Attraction is the tension between closeness and distance managed by a steady hand. There is a biochemical reason confidence feels good to both of you. Regulation lowers adrenaline spikes, which makes your voice rounder and your timing calmer. Calm timing means you speak on the out-breath and pause at the bottom of the exhale. That cadence is perceived as trustworthy. Your micro-expressions settle. Your smile shows only when it's real. Your shoulders drop. All these cues reduce her internal threat detection and allow the bonding chemistry to surface. She begins to feel curiosity, then comfort, then a pulse of desire. You did not chase it. You constructed the conditions under which it emerges. That is what men miss. Women don't create your confidence for you by approving you. You create it by mastering yourself first and then sharing the surplus. If this is hitting something inside you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one because I want to know where the old scripts still pull on you and where you've already broken them. Let's talk choice architecture. The way confident men design interactions so momentum is inevitable. You do it with binary options. Not, what do you want to do? But, checking out that espresso bar or the bookshop around the corner. Not, maybe we could hang sometime, but I'm free Tuesday at 7 or Thursday at 8. Pick the one that fits. Binary options reduce decision fatigue and signal leadership. Leadership is not telling her what to do. It's removing friction so the moment flows. When you pair binary options with soft eye contact and a warm, downward tone at the end of your sentence, you create a closing rhythm that relaxes her and invites a yes. Now let's tune your language. Confident language is specific and present tense. Delete, maybe, kinda, sort of, I guess, if that's okay with you, and the tonal question mark at the end of a statement. Replace them with clear statements that still respect her agency. I'm enjoying this. Let's walk. Sit with me for a minute. You're interesting. I want to see you again. Tuesday or Thursday? The content is simple. The delivery carries the weight because your physiology is calm. Your eyes aren't begging. Your chest isn't collapsed. Your jaw isn't tight. You don't fidget. You let your words land and then stop talking. Men sabotage themselves by stacking clauses, justifying, explaining, apologizing for a desire that needed none of that. State the move. Be still. Let her meet you. Confidence also reshapes how you handle tests. Understand, women don't test to punish you. They test to find your edges so they can relax inside them. A tease, a delay, a disagreeable comment. These are not threats. They are opportunities to show that your frame is elastic and unbreakable. The wrong reaction is defensiveness or overcompensation. The confident reaction is playful acknowledgement or sturdy indifference. If she throws a playful jab, you absorb it with a half smile and a light redirect. If she challenges a plan, you consider, adjust if the point is good, and keep moving. Flexibility under tension is the hallmark of real confidence. Steel that cannot bend will snap. Leather that bends will last. Let's go deeper. Status signals. Confidence is correlated with perceived status, but status isn't only money or looks. It's the set of behaviors that say you are rich in options. Time discipline, clean boundaries, clear priorities, refusal to argue over trivialities, competence in at least one hard skill, embodiment of a mission that predates her and will outlast her. When a man is mission-centered, he removes a subtle pressure from the woman. She is not the sole source of his meaning. That makes his attention a gift, not a hunger. Gifts attract, hunger consumes. She wants to feel chosen by a man who is already chosen by life. So build a life that quietly screams worth. Your body, your finances, your craft, your brotherhood. When these are in order, your presence communicates sufficiency. Sufficiency is the sexiest cologne. You also need to master micro-calibration, the little adjustments that show you perceive reality instead of imposing a script on it. If she steps back, you step back and turn your body slightly to de-escalate pressure. If she leans in, you stabilize and hold eye contact so her move has somewhere to land. If her answers get shorter, you cut the thread and switch topics or close the interaction gracefully. If she invests, asks questions, mirrors your posture, qualifies herself, then you expand the space and offer a little more of your world. Micro-calibration says, I see you. Being seen without being managed is profoundly attractive. Now we need to confront the shadow, neediness masquerading as romance. Neediness is the belief that intimacy will save you from yourself. It comes out as oversharing, over-texting, over-validating, and over-pursuing. It squeezes the life out of the moment because it makes the moment carry the weight of your self-worth. Confidence amputates that by sourcing validation internally. You achieve that through 3 daily practices. First, solitary wins. Do one physically uncomfortable thing every day. Cold shower, hard workout, hill sprints, weighted carries. So your nervous system has daily exposure to manageable stress. That inoculates you against anxiety when you approach her. Second, focused craft. Spend 90 undistracted minutes building a skill that compounds: sales, code, design, languages, writing. Competence begets confidence because your brain tracks evidence. Third, decisive reps. Decide small things fast: what you're wearing, where you're going, what you're eating, so the decision muscle is warm when it's time to lead socially. Hesitation is a habit, so is decisiveness. You choose which one you rehearse. Let's address rejection. A confident man doesn't avoid it. He allows it to clarify the field. Rejection isn't a verdict on your worth. It's a data point about fit, timing, and taste. If she's not interested, you treat it as neutral information and stay in motion. You don't punish her. You don't lecture. You don't negotiate desire. Desire is either there or it isn't. Your power is to keep offering the world your frequency until it resonates with the ones who can actually feel it. Nothing says confidence like dignity in the face of no. Dignity protects your future. Yes. Remember, the woman who is right for you is scanning for how you treat the ones who aren't. Texting. Confidence turns texting from a hiding place into a logistics tool. You do not run your personality through a keyboard for hours. You don't validate yourself through her response times. 1 or 2 messages to set a plan. Then back to your life. Your texts carry clarity and warmth, not quantity. Enjoyed meeting you. Tuesday 7, wine bar on 3rd. If you're in, I'll book it. If she takes hours to reply, you don't chase. If she cancels once, you reschedule once. If she cancels twice, you move on. Your time is not a public resource. It is the budget you spend on your mission and the people who add to it. That boundary is felt. It doesn't need to be announced. On the date, confidence looks like situational leadership. You choose a venue where conversation is the star. You sit at 45 degrees rather than across a table to keep the tension soft. You order simply. You slow your pace. You mirror her energy but stay half a gear calmer. You ask questions that light her up. Values, obsessions, thresholds, what she's building, and why. You offer your perspective without preaching. You avoid the trap of performing a persona. Performances crack under the weight of time. Presence doesn't. You track the cues, dilated pupils, leaning in, time dilation when the conversation loops, and you both lose track of minutes. You match her reciprocity. If she shares something personal, you share something real. Brief, grounded, no trauma dumping. You hold your center. You let the night be a story you're both writing in real time. If the energy is mutual, you escalate with clarity. You do not ask for permission like a boy, you open a door like a man. I'm going to kiss you. Then you move slowly enough to let her meet you. If she pulls back, you smile, release, and keep the connection intact. That's confidence. You don't sulk. You don't pressure. Pressure erodes trust. Calm increases heat. Often, your relaxed acceptance of a slower pace is the very thing that invites the yes later. The masculine gift is pacing. The feminine gift is responsiveness. When you do your job, she can do hers. Now for the deeper science, posture and voice are proxies for predictability. Predictability reduces her biological stress. Reduced stress frees attention for bonding. Bonding produces openness. Openness is the soil in which desire grows. That's the cascade. You engineer it by controlling the only piece that's truly yours, your state. Before you see her, walk for 5 minutes with a long stride and your eyes on the horizon. Then sit and breathe as I told you earlier. Then speak your intention out loud in a single sentence. I bring calm presence and clean direction. That primes your motor patterns and your prefrontal cortex. You will feel it. You will notice that you naturally pause more, your gestures simplify, your humor becomes more timing-based than wordy, and your intuition sharpens. Intuition is not magic. It is pattern recognition unobstructed by panic. Refuse to outsource your confidence to outer trophies. Clothes, watches, cars, use them if you like them, but never to patch a hole in your core. The moment you use decoration to compensate for a lack of presence, you become costume. Costume can attract attention. Presence attracts devotion. If you want devotion, master stillness. Stillness is the ability to let sensation move through you without needing to act on it. When she's late, stillness. When a guy bumps your shoulder, stillness. When the bill arrives, stillness. When the conversation dips, stillness. Not apathy. Awake stillness. From that stillness, choose action. That sequence makes your moves feel inevitable instead of impulsive. Inevitability is magnetic, a word on scarcity. Scarcity makes men chase women as if every interaction is the last train home. That energy is visible. Confidence dissolves scarcity by rebasing your worth to your habits, not her reactions. Your mornings decide your nights. If you start the day by conquering something difficult, by closing open loops, by putting clean fuel and water into your system, by moving your body with intent, by spending silent time planning the 3 things that actually move your life forward, then, by the time you meet her, your system already knows it's winning. Winners share, losers extract. She feels which one you are before the first word lands. And if your mornings have been undisciplined, here's your pivot. Change them, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. Now, the man who wants different nights must build different mornings. That's not motivational fluff, that's you altering your neurology so confidence becomes the default rather than the performance. Let's lock in the core behavioral blueprint you can deploy today. 1. Regulate first. 2. Breath reset, posture, gaze. 2. Open simple and precise. A single observation delivered slow. 3. Go deep, not wide. Ask about values, process, what she protects. 4. Lead with binary options. Remove friction. 5. Calibrate to her signals. Match, then lead half a step. 6. Hold your boundaries with warmth. No over-explanation. 7. Close cleanly. I want to see you, Tuesday or Thursday. 8. Accept no with dignity and stay in motion. 9. Text for logistics, not validation. 10. Install daily wins so your system carries confidence before you walk out the door. If you do nothing else but live this blueprint for 30 days, the way women respond to you will change so quickly it will feel like you hacked the matrix. You didn't. You finally aligned with it. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay with me until the end, because the next piece is the multiplier, your relationship with tension. Attraction is tension. No tension, no spark. Weak men try to get rid of tension. Strong men contain it. Containment means you can sit with your own arousal, your own uncertainty, your own hunger, without vomiting it into the space. You own it quietly. You smile into it. You tease with it. You don't lunge. Lungs betray the untrained man. He collapses the space too fast and forces a resolution the moment hasn't earned. Containment gives the moment time to ripen. Ripening is where the best kisses live, the best confessions, the best laughter. It's where memory is born. If you want to become unforgettable, learn to contain. Stretch the elastic band, release it slowly. And when you finally move, move with the authority of a man who chose his timing, not a man who escaped his discomfort. You might be wondering how to handle the days when confidence just isn't there. Here is the truth. Confidence fluctuates, but standards don't. On low confidence days, lean on your standards. You can always stand tall, breathe slow, speak clean, lead with options, and treat yourself as a man whose time matters. You can always refuse to explain yourself 8 times. You can always choose to end a conversation on a high note and leave. That's the power of standards. They keep you masculine when your emotions don't cooperate. And strangely, the moment you start behaving as if you were confident, your physiology catches up. The brain reads the body reads the breath. Stack the signals in your favor and your state follows. Let's say you're already decent. Women respond, conversations flow. But you want to be undeniable. Then we refine. Remove the verbal filler. Lower your speaking volume by 10%. Slow your pace by 1 notch. Shorten your sentences. Hold eye contact at the end of your statements. Practice this with everyone, not just women, so it becomes your baseline. Work on the micro smile, the smallest upward turn of your lips when she teases you or when there's a hiccup with the waiter. The micro smile is the mark of a man whose internal weather doesn't change with external noise. Train your hands to be still when you listen and expressive when you speak. Palms occasionally visible, gestures contained within your shoulder width. That reads as authenticity without chaos. Cut your scent to 1 clean note. Over-scenting screams insecurity. Wear clothes that fit, not loud, not sloppy, just precise. Precision signals care without need. Every tiny point increases the probability she experiences you as the anchor in the room. Remember the metaframe. You are not trying to make her feel something about you. You are making her feel something within herself while she is with you. Confidence is the catalyst for that internal shift. When she feels expanded, when she hears herself say things she hasn't said before, when she notices she's breathing deeper, when she laughs from the belly instead of the throat, she will associate those states with you. That is what attraction is at its core. State transfer. You become the man whose presence upgrades her nervous system. She will crave the upgrade again. If you know a brother who needs to hear this, someone who lives on the edge of his own potential but keeps collapsing at the moment of truth, send this to him today. Don't keep it to yourself. Men rise together, or not at all. I want to end by giving you the cleanest mental reframe you'll ever carry into an interaction. Most men think, I hope I'm enough. I want you to replace that with, I am already enough, and I'm checking if we amplify each other. That single thought relaxes your face, deepens your voice, and opens your chest. It reminds you that your life is a mission with room for a woman, not a void waiting to be filled by one. It reminds you that you're not there to audition. You're there to connect. It positions you not as a candidate seeking approval, but as a man offering experience. When you hold that frame, the small details fall into place. You speak cleaner, you move slower, you lead smoother, you touch lighter, you exit stronger. So here's the last instruction. For the next 7 days, pick one environment where you will practice this. Coffee shop, gym, bookstore, evening walk. Each day, run the protocol. Breath, posture, gaze. Make one clean observation to a stranger. Hold your pace. Ask one deeper question. Offer one binary option if it fits. Close or exit with dignity. Track your reps, not your outcomes. You'll notice that by day 4 or 5, your body begins to trust you. By day 7, other people will mirror your calm. By day 10, you will look back at the version of you who begged for hints and realize he was never unworthy. He was untrained. You are training now. If what I said moved something in you, leave a comment and tell me where you're committed to applying this today. I read every single one, because real change happens when you speak your intent out loud to men who hold you to it. And if this landed the way I think it did, subscribe and stay close. We're not playing for shallow wins. We're building men whose presence recalibrates any room they enter. Men whose confidence isn't a costume, but a quiet, undeniable fact.